Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I so hope that you enjoy the video, and I really, really hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. I am feeling this eye look today. I am feeling color. I am feeling bold and beautiful. So that's what we're going for. I went for this kind of like dark rainbow. I kind of want to call it like an anti-rainbow because it's like beautiful, but it's dark and it's kind of mysterious. I kind of love it. So that's what we're going for. I haven't done like a multicolored look like this in a minute, so I'm really, really excited about it. I'm using two of my favorite new palettes. These are palettes that one of my beautiful, beautiful subscribers sent to me. You know who you are, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you so much. Every time I use these palettes, I think of you, and it puts a big old smile in my heart, for sure. So the first one is this is the BePerfect Cosmetics Sensorium Chapter 1 palette. So this is what she looks like. You open her up. She's got a really beautiful full-size mirror. They fold over, which makes me so, so happy. And then this is the color story. Absolutely gorgeous. It is by far one of the most beautiful palettes I have ever seen in my life. There are so many incredible shades in here. I love it, love it, love it. The next one is the BePerfect Sceptor, the Vivian palette. The packaging on this is so beautiful. This feels so heavy. It feels so luxe. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then you open it up, and of course, if I can get it open, you've got a nice full-size mirror. It folds back, which is amazing. And then this is your color story. I love that you get a huge black, a huge white. You've got two beautiful highlight shades here, and then a blush and a bronzer or a contour. They're gorgeous. They are so beautiful on the skin. They're so easy to use. They're just, oh, the shimmers in here just light my fire. They light my fire in the best way possible. I love this palette. It's got just about every color that you might ever need. So, so pretty. We're going to use both of these palettes today, and we're really just going to kind of play. I sat down today not really knowing what I wanted to do. I knew I kind of wanted to do a little bit of color, and I just kind of, I love to say I go where my brush takes me, because that's what happens. I just pick up my brush and I just kind of look at my palettes and I just let it talk to me. And I think that's one of the best parts about doing makeup, is just letting yourself be creative, letting your brain take over. I know that sounds weird, but just letting your brain take over, letting the brush take over, and just going wherever it takes you. I love that so, so much. I love where we landed today. I'm so feeling this. I used navy, red, turquoise, and mustard for this really, really beautiful kind of like, I mean, it's a rainbow eye, but it's so beautiful and muted and grungy and so, so pretty. I'm gonna call it a grungy rainbow, because that's what it is. I have it paired with this very pretty kind of like matte pink lip right now, but I'm thinking about using a dark lip when we're done. This is a really beautiful kind of grungy blue purple. That's what it looks like. It's super, super dark. I want to call it like a really like dark blueberry color. It's really beautiful. This I got off of Shop Miss A. This is the C'est La Vie Ultra Matte Lip Gloss. It is not a lip gloss. It is a lipstick, a liquid lipstick. It's not an amazing liquid lipstick, but I really do like this color. So let's just go ahead and dive right into the video. Put my hair back a little bit. And let's do it to it. Let's do it to it. Don't mind my eyebrows. I'm not having a very good eyebrow day. Does anybody else hate their eyebrows? Like, I legitimately hate my eyebrows. I'm going to show you something real quick before we start the makeup. This is my eyebrow bucket. This is literally just for my eyebrows. Well, there's eyeliners and lip liners in there too, but it's mostly for my eyebrows, guys. I am on the search for like that perfect eyebrow. There are days, and like I'll have a couple days in a row where my eyebrows are just perfect. They look so beautiful. They do exactly what I want them to do. I have not a problem in the world. There is not a problem in my eyebrow routine at all. Chef's kiss perfect. And then we have days like today where nothing goes right. They're blocky, they're way too dark. I just kind of want to like cover them up and not show them to anybody, but I literally redid them 3 times and I could not, so I just said screw it. I filled them in, and I'm just gonna let it go. But they're really dark, they're really blocky, they're not my favorite. I'm not loving them today. That's why my eyes are so colorful, so you don't see my eyebrows. I had to do my eyes up really, really dark, so it made my eyebrows make sense just a little bit. Okay, going in with a big, fat, fluffy brush. This is my Dew Color 02. So just a really beautiful, slightly dense, I would say medium density, fluffy blending brush. And I'm gonna go in, oh my goodness, what did I use first? Okay, so I'm gonna, I can't remember. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Sceptor palette, and we'll use this white real quick, and we'll just take this all over the transition area. I've already got just a little bit there, but we're just putting this down as a little bit of a base. I'm tucking this right up underneath my eyebrow and bringing it all the way into my inner corner. This is such a beautifully pigmented white eyeshadow. Really, really gorgeous. Love it so much. And then we're just gonna we're gonna go in. We're gonna go for it. I'm gonna take this this is an angled brush. This is the Dew Color 10. So this is an angled, very, very floppy. Ooh, it's got pigment on it. It's very, very floppy. It's not dense at all. Kind of packing blending brush. And I'm gonna go first back into the Sceptor palette. And I'm going to go into the shade Depth, which I think is so fitting because that's what we're using it for. So this beautiful blueberry color right here, it is a very, very dark navy blueberry blue. Really, really gorgeous. We're going to take that, and these are super, super pigmented, so we're not going to take a ton on our brush at a time. We're just going to take a little bit at a time. And we're going to start packing this on our outer corner. Just kind of stamping it on. Make sure you don't take it too high, because then you won't be able to blend it out later. And I'm going to take this kind of at an angle. Isn't that color so beautiful? It's so pigmented. It is, to me, it is a true blueberry color. So, so pretty. I love that. And I'm just kind of stamping it onto my eye. And then I'm going to wiggle my brush back and forth and start to fade and blend that in. Just a little bit, but look how far that color is stretching. Look how pigmented it is. They go on so velvety, so smooth. They just make, ooh, they make me feel nice things. I love it so, so much. Today is New Year's Day. Today when I'm filming this, not when you're seeing this, but today is New Year's Day. And I told myself I was going to do absolutely nothing today. I told myself, I said, I'm not going to clean the dishes. I'm not going to clean the kitchen. I'm not cleaning the house. I'm literally going to start, I'm going to have today, and I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I wasn't going to film a video, nothing. I was just going to do absolutely nothing. That did not work. That did not work at all. I am not the kind of woman that can just not do anything. I want to be very much so, because doing everything all the time drives me bonkers, but doing nothing like drives me crazy, like crazy town crazy, because I don't know what to do with myself. I literally am up and down, up and down, up and down, because I don't know what to do with myself. It's so craziness. So I ended up cleaning the kitchen, and I ended up cooking a 4-course dinner. I made an Asiago and peppercorn crusted pork tenderloin, along with homemade Alfredo and just fresh corn for dinner. It was so delicious. And then I made a brownie swirl cheesecake for dessert. So freaking good, guys. It was so good. There's a reason I am this beautiful, and it's because I can cook and I can eat, and my boys can eat, and they love it, and it is so, so wonderful. I love food. Food is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm going to go into another color now, taking the same brush. I'm going to go into, I want to transition into red now, but because this is such a dark blue and the red I want to use is such a vibrant red, I need to go in with a slightly more purple shade, because blue is in red. I think it's I don't know. But the blue, if I just put a bright red right next to the blue, it's not gonna blend as well as I want it to. So I'm gonna take a transitional red, which is gonna be this shade Boss Lady right here. So it's still red, but it's a slightly darker red, and it's got more of a blue undertone to it than this one in the Sensorium palette, which is the one that I want to use. This is called Endorphin. So this one right here, you see how bright red, my camera's not really showing you the full color, but this is a much brighter, much truer red, whereas this one has got much more of a like classic blue, almost burgundy undertone. So we're going to take that on the same brush. I'm going to slightly dust off my brush, but I'm going to leave some of that blue pigment on there. And I'm just going to start tapping this. Right over the edge of that blue, just to start softening it and fading it so that when I put my red on, it doesn't immediately turn purple. And this is going to allow for a much smoother transition. And I think those two colors together are so pretty anyway. So yes, I made pork tenderloin for dinner. What happened was I wasn't going to cook. I wasn't going to do anything. So 6 o'clock comes around and we're like, okay, let's just order Mexican. Well, we try to call the Mexican restaurant and we call a million bajillion times and nobody answers the phone. Well, we go online and it says that they're open. So my husband just gets in the car and is like, okay, well, I'll just go and order and I'll be back. Well, he calls me 10 minutes later and says, babe, everything is closed. Now, a little backstory about where we live. We live in BFE. And if you don't know what BFE stands for, it's Bum Egypt. So the middle of nowhere. The middle of nowhere. We live in a teeny tiny town in rural North Carolina. And we take holidays seriously here, apparently, because nothing is open. Nothing is open at all whatsoever today, which I'm totally okay with. Everybody deserves a day off. I'm not going to hate on anybody for wanting to take a day off, but I do wish we would have known it just a little bit sooner, so that way we weren't trying to scramble and figure out what to do for dinner at 7 o'clock in the evening. So I had a pork tenderloin in the fridge, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to cook. And of course, because I had to cook, that meant I had to clean my kitchen, because I don't know about you, but I am most certainly one of those women who cannot cook in a dirty kitchen. I can't do it. I cannot cook in a dirty kitchen. It makes me feel like my food is not going to be as good as I want it to be. And not only that, but I don't like the inconvenience of having to stop and wash a dish or not have something I need because it's dirty. I just think it's a pain in the hiney. So of course, while my husband's at the store, I get up and I'm frantically trying to clean my kitchen and get the dishes done before he gets home. So that way I'm not having to wait to cook dinner. And I'm trying to like pre-cook and pre-prep as much as I can so we're not eating dinner at 9 o'clock at night. Because of course it's, it's New Year's. So I'm not going to half-ass it. I don't cuss, but I'm not going to half-ass it. So of course I'm going to go for it and I'm going to make a bomb dinner. So that's what I did. And I got it done so fast, but I have never cleaned that kitchen faster, guys. I really haven't. So I've been mixing two colors. I'm taking Endorphin from the Sensorium palette, and then I'm also mixing it with Canary from this one. So Canary, this is actually a really beautiful bright red. I don't know why this one looks brighter than this one on my monitor, because this one is actually more burgundy and this one is actually looks more like this one. It's so weird. Anyway, so I'm taking those two colors and mixing. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I don't edit, so that's gonna have to stay there. Technical difficulty. I might be tired. Technical difficulties, but we're okay now. So I'm taking those two colors and I'm just mixing them together to really get like a nice red, but I don't want something that's too bright and won't blend the way that I want it to. Even now, as I'm blending, you can definitely see that line of demarcation between the darker burgundy red and then the bright red that I'm using. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into the Boss Lady color, and I'm just gonna pat that over that line and kind of fade it a little bit more into the red, because I still want the vividness from that bright red color, but I definitely don't want that line of demarcation in my eye look. I think I'm not thinking, but that is definitely the hardest part about doing looks like this, especially if you want them to be well blended, and like, if that's what you're going for, because you could definitely just put them on in stripes and that would look beautiful as well. But I really enjoy a nicely blended eye look. So I really take my time and sit here and blend the shadows together. And it does take quite a bit of additional work. But I think in the end, it is so worth it, because your eye look looks so much more cohesive, and it just blends and works together so much better, so much better in my opinion. I really like to take the time and see just that little extra bit of blending, and now it's beautifully blended, and I'm very, very happy with that. So now we're going to go into an even lighter color. For that, I'm actually going to switch my brush, and I'm going to go into the same exact brush, but it's just a clean version. I have like 3 sets of the same brush set because it's my favorite brush set. So this is still the Dew Color 01. Wait, no, I think they might be different. Yeah, no, they're the Dew Color 10, not 01. So the Dew Color 10, just an angled kind of fluffy brush. And now I'm going to go into blue. And for the blue, I'm really going to mix quite a few different colors just till I get that tone that I'm looking for. And tone is all up to you. You can use any colors that you want for this eye look. Just, you know, and whatever tones that make you happy. You go cooler toned, warmer toned, you go super neutral. You could even do this look with brown shadows if you wanted to, and it would be gorgeous. The first one I'm going to go into is, let's go into the Sceptor palette, and let's go into Skydive. So let's use this really beautiful, bright kind of sky blue. We're going to take that on our brush and just kind of start packing that on, just kind of placing it, getting little bits at a time on my brush. And really making sure that I keep my line up here nice and neat. I am going to go in a little later and soften it, but I do still want that to be a really nice, clean line. And I'm just kind of packing this on. And I'm going to do the blue part just a little bit larger, because I am going to put some yellow on after this, and it's going to mix with the blue and create a green for another transitional shade. But we're really just going in and doing stripes of color on our eye. It's really just that simple. And it ends up being so, so beautiful. So now that we've got that really pretty sky blue on, I'm going to go in with something a bit more turquoise and a bit more pastel. So I'm going to go into the Sensorium palette and go into the shade Clinical. So this one right here, a really beautiful turquoise pastel. I say pastel because it's got more of a white base, but it's really a really beautiful turquoise color. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pack it on. I want this to bring a little bit more brightness and more of a glow to the blue. making sure I do leave some room on my inner corner that's not touched by the blue because I want it to appear to be a very true yellow. So I talked to you about dinner. What else do I have to talk about? So my husband, oh my goodness, last night. So I don't know if you have animals, but if you do, you will know that dogs in particular are not the world's biggest fans of fireworks. And where we live, our neighbors always shoot fireworks. They shoot fireworks for every occasion that they possibly can. If they think that they can get away with shooting fireworks, they're going to go for it. And our dog's freaked out. Oh, specifically, little mama, she freaked out. She lost her ever-loving mind. And then we took them out to go potty because we thought that our neighbors were done shooting off their fireworks. Well, they were not. And then the minute we got out there, and we don't walk mama on a leash because she's very, very good. She doesn't run off. She does what she's told. She's well trained. So she wasn't on a leash. And of course they set off the freaking fireworks, guys. And when I tell you she bolted, she freaking bolted. And like, she was gone. She said, see ya. She didn't even stop to say see ya. She was gone. She was out of here. And we freaking panicked. Like, we literally, it took us like 3 hours. She ran all the way to the church. Oh my gosh. We were terrified. My son was crying his eyes out because he loves our dogs. We all love our dogs, but my son loves Mama. They are his babies. They're his siblings. And he was heartbroken. He was scared to death that we weren't going to be able to find her. We had to get in the car and go search for her. We were out there with flashlights. It was pouring a flood. We were out there with flashlights looking for her. Couldn't find her. And then I hear my husband, like way off in the distance, say, I found her. And we were stoked. I was so relieved. I felt so freaking bad. Because I'm the one that put her out there, and I didn't put her on the leash. So of course it felt like it was my fault. It really wasn't anybody's fault. It was just kind of something that happened, but it was very, very unfortunate. And she bolted. She ended up running all the way up to the church, which is like half a mile up the road. And my husband said when he found her, she was hiding in a ditch, like in, you know, those pipes that are in the ditch. She was in the pipe, hiding, shaking. And he said when she saw him, she ran to him and jumped in his arms. And then he brought her home. So that was a very, very, that was our eventful, you know, our fun for New Year's Eve. That's what it consisted of. So that was nice. That was pretty wonderful. But then today, I think my husband was pretty scared too. Because I tell you what, I love my fur babies, but Dolly Mama is a daddy's girl through and through. She loves her daddy. She does not hide that fact. She loves her daddy. So, and my husband loves her too. Very, 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 very much. They are best friends for sure. And so I think my husband was freaking out too. So I think he was just as relieved as Sean was that he found her. So anyway, she's never been in the car before. She's 2 years old. She's never been in the car except for when we got her, and brought her home. But after that, she's never been in the car. So my husband actually took her with him to go on his like last minute grocery run today. And it was so cute. If you want to check out the pictures, they're over on my Facebook page. I'll have the link in the description box below. So cute. She sat in his lap the whole time. She was so excited. She was like, let's go. She was down. So I'm going to go back into the Sceptor palette, and I'm going to go into the shade Bubble. So this really beautiful bright mustard yellow here. And I'm just going to take this on this Modessa brush. This is just a flat packing brush. I got this brush for $1 at Family Dollar. But any kind of flat packing brush you have will do. And the reason I'm using a flat packing brush and not a fluffy blending brush is because I really want this yellow to be intense. So I'm really going to pack it on there. And I'm just going to pack it all over the rest of my open lid space. I'm going to overlap the blue just a touch. I'm really just going to press it onto my eye. And then I'm going to kind of blend it in to that yellow a little bit to soften that line ever so slightly. And it instantly turns it into this really beautiful kind of like bluish green color that I think is so pretty. And I think it brings so much light and life back to the eye because all the other colors are so dark. I really think the yellow inner corner makes such a giant difference. And I love the color it makes when you blend the yellow into that blue. I think that green is so pretty. So you've got the green, the slight hint of green, and then it fades into the blue. I'm not super happy with this transition right here. Everything else looks really pretty and blended. This is just a little bit more stark of a color change than I would like. I'm gonna try to go in and fix it just a little bit more just to see. My power is flickering. Y'all, I swear it has done... Oh, that's a little bit better. My power has done nothing but... It has done nothing but rain here for what seems like ever. For the last couple of days, at least. And the power's been flickering nonstop. I think that's a little bit better. I don't want to blend too much though because I don't want the colors to start to look muddy. So I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. I can handle that. That looks pretty, especially when you're using colors that are so different from each other, right next to each other. There's always going to be just a little bit more difficulty really getting them to blend into each other, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go back into that red just a little bit and kind of tap this over just to bring a little bit more of that red color. I don't want it to look too muddy. Just like that. I think it's so pretty. Kind of reminds me of like Harley Quinn just a little bit, just with the colors. I don't know why, but it does. I think it's so pretty. And then that's pretty much it. We're gonna do a little bit of a smoky liner situation. For that, I'm gonna take an angled brush. This is just a Juno & Co. This is the ES09, just a flat angled brush. And I'm gonna dip into the big black shadow in the Sceptor palette, so this one right here. And I'm just gonna do a black line across my lash line. Nothing fancy. You could definitely use a liquid liner for this, but this black is so nice. I just didn't think it was necessary. It's really rich and nicely pigmented. But a black liquid liner would work just as well. It's just going to make our lashes look just a little bit thicker. That did give me just a little bit of fallout, but that was expected. We don't have any base makeup on yet. That's the exact reason I usually do my eyes before I do my base. I just think it's so much easier to go in and do your base afterwards rather than having to take the time and sit there and try to clean up your foundation. And in my opinion, the foundation is never as good as it once was. When you have to like freshen it up and stuff, it's just never the same. I'm gonna clean a little bit of that fallout up. But the black is the only one that gave me any fallout. Everything else performed so beautifully. I absolutely love the BePerfect formula. It is 100% one of my, it's in my top 2 of favorite formulas. So I love the BePerfect, and then I love BH Cosmetics. Those are my 2 absolute favorite eyeshadow brands right now. They're both absolutely stunning, stunning formulas. So for the lower lash line, we're gonna do a little bit of like a pinky green situation. But let's handle our brow bone real quick. I'm gonna take, let's take this brush. This is my Moda shadow brush. It's just a really long, thin packing brush, and I'm gonna dip into, let's dip into Marshmallow, which is this really beautiful yellow shimmer shade. It's like a very, very pale, icy yellow color. I'll swatch it for you. It's like, it looks like a highlighter. You could definitely use that as a highlighter. I'm gonna take that and just kind of put it on my brow bone. Just under the highest point. You don't have to, you can just put it under the highest point. I really like to bring it the whole way through my eyebrow, just because the more shimmer I can get on my face at one time, the happier I usually am. But you definitely don't have to go as heavy as I do. And then I'm also going to put some of it in my inner corner. I'm going to use a different brush to do that though. I'm just going to take this AOA Studios E124. This is just a small pencil brush from Shop Miss A, going into the same color, but I'm also going to mix a little bit of this pink shimmer called Meringue. So this one right here. I'm going to mix both of these colors and put this on my inner corner. And then bring it out through my lower lash line. Just a scotch. I like to go heavy on the inner corner highlight. And then of course I'll add more later if I want to. For the lower lash line, let's take a tiny fluffy brush. This is my Moda detail brush. I love these Moda brushes. If you guys have tried any of the Moda brushes, let me know in the comments below. Do you love them? I think they're really, really nice. I do think they're fairly expensive. I think brushes in general are expensive. And if you can get them on sale, they're really nice. But I love the way they're shaped. I love the handles. I just really, really like these brushes. I'm going to go into the Sceptor palette, and I'm going to use the shade Pink Lady. So this one right here, this really beautiful kind of like bright bubblegum pink. And I'm going to fluff that out underneath my eye. Making sure, pat. My eyes are watering. And I'm just going to make sure I connect to my outer wing over here. And I'm not going to be like super precise with this. I'm going to let it be just a little bit messy and bring it all the way to my inner corner. And just kind of fluff that out underneath my eye. Like so. And then I'm going to go back into the Sensorium palette, and I'm going to use this shade, Neuro. So this really beautiful toxic sludge green, so stunning. And I'm going to put this right underneath the pink, but I'm just going to keep it out here. I think it is such a cool little pop of color and something that's fairly unexpected. Like that really bright green next to that super dark blue. I think it's so, so cool looking. We're just gonna pop that right there. We're not gonna go heavy on it. I just want it to be an accent. Sorry, I'm concentrating and not talking as much as I should be. But there's just something about that bright green with the darker colors that I think is so interesting. I love it. Just that little bit of green peeking through just as a finishing touch. It is so pretty. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that's pretty much it for our shadows. We're going to do a little bit of a black, this is the Milani. This is my Milani Supreme Kohl Kajal eyeliner. It's just in the shade black. I'm going to take this on my upper waterline. Really just line it, just because I don't want any of my skin poking through there. I want it to be nice and dark and opaque, like heavy with black pigment. And then for my bottom waterline, we're going to take this one. So this is the NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick, but this is in the shade Blue Trip. This is really beautiful, bright blue. It's going to add such a pretty, vibrant pop of color. I'm going to take a Q-tip on my lower lash line though, because I should have used my Stay Put liner and not the Kohl, because the Kohl does transfer just a little bit until it sets down, whereas the Stay Put liner just kind of stays there and doesn't move. So I'm going to go in with the Blue Trip. And do a nice big old thick line, because we like it thick around here. And put a really, and it's just like that pop of color. So it's not dark. I feel like if you would have put black down there, it would have looked stunning. But I do feel like it would have made my eyes look too small. My eyes look pretty small at the moment as it is. I didn't want to close my eyes off even further. So I thought a nice light bright pop of color down there would really kind of help open everything up a little bit more. And if you do want this to be just a bit more vibrant, you can put a layer down and then let it set, and then put another layer down, because these are buildable. And you get that really beautiful bright pop that is so, so pretty. So that is our eye look, guys. Definitely put some mascara on. Mascara is super, super important. I don't usually put my mascara on in videos, just because, you know, watching me put my mascara on is probably got to be at least in the top 5 of all the most boring things in the world to watch. But I do kind of want to show you the finished eye look, so I'm going to subject you to it anyway. They put that fast forward button on this video for a reason. You can just use that feature right now if you don't want to watch me put my mascara on. I do not blame you, not one tiny little bit. I'm going to use my Maybelline Falsies. I love this mascara. My nails are garbage. I need to redo them. Oh, but they kind of match that green. Oh, I just love green. I love that bright, vivid neon green. Oh, it just does things to me. I have been loving this mascara recently, so I'm going to do a generous coat, and then I'm going to let that dry for just a second and then go in with another coat. I love this mascara because it is so easy to build. It's a fairly wet formula, and the brush is actually pretty big, but that doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me about this is that the wand is so bendy. I do wish the wand was a bit sturdier so I could really like go through it and comb through my brows, but this doesn't really clump on me. I don't have any difficulty separating the lashes and really getting that beautifully fanned out effect. I find that this mascara does that beautifully, even though it is a fairly flexible wand. But it's so black. I know you can't see my eyelashes because my eyeshadow is so dark. Maybe if I look up, maybe if I look to the side, if I look down, can y'all see them when I close my eyes? They're really, really pretty. They really do make my eyelashes look so big. I love this mascara. I will tell you, be just a little bit careful. It is, like I said, a very flexible wand. It's a big brush head, and the formula is pretty wet. So that's kind of like a recipe for disaster if you don't take your time. With it. But I tell you what, the end results are so worth it. So pretty. Should I put on the darker lipstick? I feel like I really want to, but I feel like the pink is really pretty with it. Okay, so I think instead of doing that really dark lipstick, we're gonna keep the pink, but we're gonna go over it with this. So this is my Colored Rain lip gloss. This is in the shade Blueprint. I have to swatch this for you. This is the most beautiful purple holographic lip gloss I've ever seen in my life. It is absolutely stunning. So pigmented. That's what it looks like. It is so pretty. I think it's like, I feel like it's going to be really pretty over the pink. It's got a nice big doe foot on it. What do we think? It's too much, huh? Looks very futuristic, but I think it's too much. I do think I liked just the plain pink lipstick a little bit better. I think it's still very pretty, but I do think it's a bit too dark. Either way, I love you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hope you guys enjoyed the look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Guys, I know your time is precious, and I'm so thankful that you choose to spend it with me. Guys, as always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, doing my makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. I love this eye look. I think it turned out so beautifully. Let me know in the comments below. Would you wear it? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know. I would love to hear from you guys. This is a super long video because I took my time and I really just sat here and gabbed for 45 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, is there anything you'd like to see from me? Is there, any requests? I am open to any and all suggestions. My ears are wide open. So yeah, just let me know. That's what the comment section is for. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. I would super appreciate it. As always, I will be posting finished pics over on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama. I will have the link in the description box below, along with all the products I used in today's video. So be sure to check that out as well. Guys, I love you so much. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And remember, you're important. Bye.